What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Dennis Nderitu back at it again. So I'm coming up with a part two of this NBA free agency signings, this NBA free agency reaction. So it's gonna be a 4-part series. So stay tuned. I'm gonna drop another like two more videos. So this is the second one. The first one I just dropped it earlier. So without further ado, let's just get into the usual. Please be sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification posts so that you never miss any new gems I'm dropping. And watch the video till the end. And without further ado, man, let me just get into it. So we've got center Hassan Whiteside has agreed to a deal with the Utah Jazz. His agent Sean Kennedy told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. So Hassan Whiteside averaged 8.1 points and 6.1 rebounds in 36 games with the Sacramento Kings last year. So Hassan Whiteside is a very solid player. I feel like he's a very solid big man. You can see that from his breakout season with the Miami Heat in the 2015-2016 season. He got the bag from the Miami Heat. But since then, this guy, somewhat regressed, but he's pretty solid. He played for the the Portland Trailblazers. He filled up the shoes of a Yusuf Nurkic when he was down, and he can crash the boards. So this guy averaged 13 points in throughout his career, 13 points per game, 11 rebounds, 58% field goal shooting, and he's a solid backup big man. Right now, the Jazz got rid of Derek Favors, so they needed to bring a backup big behind Rudy Gobert. So this is a solid pickup. So Sean Whiteside. Then we've got free agent point guard Ish Smith has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets. Smith averaged 6.7 points and 3.4 assists in 44 games with Washington Wizards last season. So you can see this guy. He's just a solid role player for the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets have already lost Devontae Graham to the New Orleans Pelicans and Malik Monk to the LA Lakers. So whatever they have to do to build around LaMelo Ball, they have to do. So Ish Smith from the Wizards, great solid pickup for a guy coming off the bench or easily a guy who can just plug in the starting lineup depending on how the roster is gonna look like. So then we've got free agent James Johnson. Free agent forward James Johnson has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Brooklyn Nets. So his agent Mark Bartelstein told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. So James Johnson split the 2020-21 season between the Dallas Mavericks and the New Orleans Pelicans. So you can see this guy is a journeyman. The last time he did, he had significant plays was when he was in the Miami Heat, but things didn't work out with the Heat. Then he got traded, and he's just been a journeyman since. So I just hope when he joins the Brooklyn Nets, things can turn around for him and be able to see this team, the Brooklyn Nets go to the NBA Finals. That is if they make it there. So I feel like this is a solid pickup. Hard-nosed guy, solid role player. Then we got restricted free agent Jared Allen agreed to a 5-year, $100 million contract to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. His agent Derek Powell and Jim Turner tell ESPN. So you can see Jared Allen, he earned every bit of that contract because he was a very solid big man. I knew him from the time he was playing for the Brooklyn Nets, behind the D'Angelo Russell-led Nets. That was in 2018-2019. I feel like, Jared Allen had the potential to be a very good shot blocker. He blocked a lot of shots from these NBA stars. He blocked AD, he blocked Giannis, Philly blocked Blake Griffin, LeBron James. So I feel like this guy is pretty good. He's a pretty good guy to build around, but at the time, the Brooklyn Nets used him as trade bait for the potential James Harden's trade. So, so things are coming around for Jared Allen at the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I feel like he's one of those guys that the Cleveland Cavaliers need to hold on, to build around, Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. So this is a great pickup. He's a good guy, very good rim protector, and that's about it you want from a big man. That's what you need. Then we've got free agent forward Jeff Green has agreed to a 2-year, $10 million deal with the Denver Nuggets. His agent, Jason Glushon, told ESPN Malika Andrews the deal will include a player option in the second year. So, I mean, Jeff Green, this is a guy who, he has been just rolling around the league with vet minimum deals. The last time he showed any significance or promise in the, in the NBA was when he was in the Cavs. That one season he was with the Cavs. That in 2018 where he made the finals together with LeBron James as a backup role player. But since then, I mean, this guy's just been hopping around from team to team. I just hope that he finds a good home in the Denver Nuggets. He tried the Brooklyn Nets, but things didn't work out pretty well. But I mean, the Denver Nuggets, they're built to contend, so maybe he can, make some serious noise. But no much expectations from Jeff Green. He's just a solid role player, and he knows what it takes because he's been there, done that in the playoffs. So that's what a team like the Denver Nuggets might need. So moving forward, we've got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, man. This guy, man, is the truth. The Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler are progressing towards a maximum contract extension that could be worth up to $184 million over 4 years, sources told ESPN's Brian Windhorst. Butler and the Heat can finalize the deal over the next week and officially come to terms after August 6th when it's eligible to extend the initial deal he signed with Miami in 2019. Butler is a key piece in recruiting free agent point guard Kyle Lowry to the Heat this summer. So Jimmy Butler just secured the bag right there. I mean, this guy at the end of that contract is going to be paid $50 million in a season. So you can see this guy is pretty solid. I mean, he's a hard-nosed guy. He's the guy who led the charge in, beating the Bucks in the second round in 5 games. He pushed the eventual champions, the Lakers, into 6 games in the 2020 finals. So this guy is a hard-nosed guy. He deserved every penny in this contract. So, and also Kyle Lowry's on the way. So, I mean, Jimmy Butler just did what he had to do. Then we've got John Collins, restricted free agent forward. John Collins has agreed to a 5-year, $125 million deal to stay with the Atlanta Hawks. Agents Sean Kennedy and Jeff Schwartz told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski the deal includes a 5-year player option for Collins. So Collins has agreed to a 5-year, $25 million deal to stay with the Atlanta Hawks, rightfully so, because I feel like John Collins has earned every single dime in that contract. Because, I mean, he was part of the team that, helped Trae Young to, beat the Knicks in the first round, beat the number 1 seed Sixers in the second round, and also take, a Milwaukee Bucks team to 6 games. So he deserved everything. He's the cornerstone that the Atlanta Hawks need. And also, Trae Young was signed to that huge 5-year, $27 million extension, which rightfully so, he earned every minute. He earned every penny in that contract. So same thing goes to John Collins. It's pretty good. Then we've got Josh Richardson. The Boston Celtics have acquired Josh Richardson from the Dallas Mavericks by using the remainder of the trade exception created by the sign-and-trade deal that sent Gordon Hayward to the Charlotte Hornets last November. Richardson, now on his 4th team in 4 years, averaged 12.1 points in 59 games with the Mavs last season. So you can see Josh Richardson was playing for the Miami Heat. He got traded to the Sixers. The Sixers traded him to the Mavs, and now he's with the Celtics. So, I mean, his production really dipped after, he was traded from the Miami Heat to the Sixers. I feel like he was best utilized in the Miami Heat system, but not the Sixers, because I feel like the Sixers didn't know how to use the Josh Richardson at that point alongside Ben Simmons, so that really threw him off. Then he was traded to the Mavericks. I mean, Luka Doncic is there. He's not going to get many touches, so I feel like also the Celtics is going to get traded maybe, or he's going to leave because, I mean, the Celtics got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, so, I mean, it's going to be hard for him to, get his usual touches on the ball, so, I mean, I don't understand this signing. I don't understand what the Boston Celtics are doing at this point. Then we've got the man, Kawhi Leonard, has declined his $36 million player option for the next season to become a free agent. A source confirmed to ESPN agent Wojnarowski the expectation is that Leonard will negotiate a new deal to stay with the LA Clippers. That's actually the thing that, aside from this guy declining his that money, he's lining himself up for a new deal to be offered by the eventual LA Clippers. I don't see him leaving because he's from San Diego. He likes to stay in LA. He chose to leave the Raptors, which I feel like it was a bad move for him, considering the fact that the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead in 2020 and 2021. They got beat in the Western Finals, and he got injured in the West Finals, so he couldn't play. So I feel like Kawhi Leonard's stand to the Clippers has been more horrendous than him if he run it back with the Toronto Raptors, because I feel like if he run it back with the Raptors after getting the Finals MVP in 2019 and winning the championship, he will be able to challenge LeBron and the Lakers in 2020 in the finals, because I don't feel like the Miami Heat will have beat a Toronto Raptors team led by Kawhi Leonard if he stayed. So that's all I gotta say. But Kawhi Leonard, he's lining himself up for a new deal, so he's not going anywhere. He's gonna stay in LA, and PG signed that huge extension, so I don't expect Kawhi Leonard to leave anytime soon. So Kawhi Leonard is staying. He's just aligning himself up for a new deal. Then we've got free agent Kelly Olynyk has agreed to a 3-year, $37 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. His agent Jeff Schwartz told ESPN agent Wojnarowski, I just feel like this is just a solid pickup for the Pistons. They're just trying to build around their rookies because, the Detroit Pistons had a huge haul in these drafts, and also, they're just pretty stacked. They're just preparing for the future. They have one of the best young cores. They grabbed their number 1 pick in Cade Cunningham and also a couple of first-round picks and second-round picks. So I feel like, they have what it takes to contend in the near future. So it's just building picks. So it's just adding, in Kelly Olynyk, just adding like veteran presence. Kelly Olynyk was in that squad, that Miami squad that made the finals in 2020. So it's going to bring experience to that Detroit Pistons team. Then we've got the man himself, Kemba Walker. I saw Kemba struggling for 8 years. It's just horrible to watch him in the Charlotte Hornets just playing with the bad teammate of the bad teammate. So, the Boston Celtics are sending all-star point guard Kemba Walker and the 16th pick of this year's NBA draft and a 2025 second-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and 2023 second-round pick, the team announced Friday. So this trade actually happened during the playoffs. It's a rare occurrence for a team to trade someone, especially when the playoffs are going in. And I talked about this in the previous video, the way, Danny Ainge hurriedly signed Kemba Walker just as a Kyrie Irving replacement, which ended up being a bad move because, you just can't just trade away, or not just even trade away, just sign a player like that, because that talent is not the same. The talent that Kyrie has is not the same one as Kemba Walker had. Kemba Walker just, he showed up great with the Hornets because he's not playing with a good team. He was not surrounded with a good team around him. So, guys, talking about, surrounding Kemba Walker with elite talent, he was not able to do anything in the 2020 postseason. And actually, in the 2021 postseason, it all imploded for him. So, that's the reason why, Danny Ainge stepped down. Brad Stevens pulled a trigger on him. And, right now as we speak, he just got waived by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And right now he's signing up with the New York Knicks. So, 4-time All-Star Kemba Walker has agreed to a buyout with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and a Paul clearing waivers plans to sign with the New York Knicks. Excuse me. So they told ESPN agent Wojnarowski. So OKC's Sam Presti and Walker's agent Jeff Schwartz and Javon Phillips walked through the buyout of Walker's remaining 2 years and $74 million in recent days. So you can see this guy, man, he has to rejuvenate his career in New York alongside D Rose. So that buyout, it's not looking good for his legacy. He just got swapped for Al Horford, who the Celtics literally let Al Horford walk in free agency in 2019 just to trade away Kemba Walker to bring back Al Horford. That's one of those trades that, will go down as one of the dumbest trades ever done by a Celtics team or Celtics GM at that point. But on to other news. So we got free agent Kendrick Nunn, 26, has agreed to a 2-year deal worth $10 million with the Los Angeles Lakers, as source tells ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Nunn, who averaged 15 points in 2 seasons in the Miami Heat, turned down significantly more money to chase a title with the Lakers. Of course, he had to turn down more money because he's wants that ring. The Miami Heat lost to the Lakers in 2020, so Kendrick Nunn just wants to get that experience from the Lakers. So he's a very solid pickup, for a guy who, he has the experience in the finals. He knows how to be in the finals. He knows how to play in the playoffs, and especially the fact that this guy was a rookie at the time. So this guy, man, I mean, he'll add more shooting and more floor spacing for the Lakers. So I'm comfortable with this signing because it's not about it's not about the money for this guy. It's about the legacy for this guy. That's respect for him. So then, the stars could be aligning for Kyle Lowry to join the Miami Heat early in the free agency period, which begins 6 p.m. ET. Everything is in place for Kyle to be a member of the Miami Heat as early as tonight. ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski reported during the Jump free agency special. Of course, Kyle Lowry is indeed headed to South Beach as he has signed a 3-year deal with the Miami Heat in a sign-and trade with the Toronto Raptors, sources tell ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. I knew it. I knew Kyle Lowry was going somewhere, but the Heat just caught me off guard because I feel like, the Heat are they're just coming up with that Avengers initiative because they let Kendrick Nunn walk, and now they got Jimmy Butler, you've got Bam Adebayo, you've got Kyle Lowry, you've got Tyler Hero, you've got Duncan Robinson, you've got Victor Oladipo still. He signed the minimum deal. So I feel like the Miami Heat are a really, really good team considering the fact that they made the finals in 2020 in the bubble. So you can see the Miami Heat really want to go back to the finals and make some significant noise. So, I mean, Pat Riley is a great, great, great guy, man. So then, the trade that, I've been pondering about it. I mean, this is just a crazy trade. Westbrook to the Lakers. The Lakers are close to a deal in acquiring Grizzlies guard Russell Westbrook in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a 2021 first-round pick, sources told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. There's still work to do to finalize the Westbrook deal, and talks to the Kings on a healed deal that also had been ongoing between the two teams. This is a trade Washington wants to make with Bradley Beal in mind, sources said, it to create future salary cap flexibility to add talent around Beal. So the idea of returning to his Los Angeles roots has been appealing for Westbrook. So this is a very crazy trade, especially financially for the Lakers. I can say that Russell Westbrook contract, it's very huge. It's very ridiculous. This guy's being paid $44 million for the next 2-3 years. So this guy just single-handedly swallowed all the cap space for the LA Lakers. I don't know how the Lakers are gonna do moving forward because this is just too much money that they have committed to this guy. So, but they got rid of Kyle Kuzma. I don't know. I didn't want them to get rid of KCP, but they had to. Montrezl Harrell had to kick rocks, and first round pick in 2021. So at least they got rid of Kuzma. So, but Westbrook, that floor spacing is very, very bad. So the Lakers have acquired Russell Westbrook in a 2024 second-round pick and a 2028 second-round pick from the Wizards in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and tonight's 2022 number 22 pick. So sources told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski. So this happened in draft night. This trade happened in draft night. For the past few days when it happened in draft night, I was just thinking about this trade because this trade just caught me off guard. I was like, if the Lakers could have traded for Westbrook, why didn't they trade for CP3 or even Dame Lillard? Because they have similar contracts, but Dame Lillard, spans for many years until 2025, but a CP3 one could be possible because it's only for 1 year, but they just had to get the Brody. So I don't understand why they did that anyway. Then we've got the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets have traded guard Landry Shamet to the Suns for Javon Carter and a 29th pick in tonight's draft. So this trade happened in draft night. Sources told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The Suns coach Monty Williams has been a strong supporter of Shamet since he coached him in Philadelphia during the 2018-2019 season. So this is just a, good pickup for the Nets. It's just a good swap between the Nets and the Suns, so not bad at all. Then we've got Lonzo Ball. The New Orleans Pelicans guard Lonzo Ball is headed to Chicago in a 4-year, $85 million deal with the Bulls in a sign-and trade agreement. His agent Rich Paul told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski the deal could turn into a three-way swap that lands Javonte Graham in New Orleans, according to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. So, this is a great pickup for the Bulls. So the Bulls have Alex Caruso, they have DeMar DeRozan, now they have, Lonzo Ball in the building. So, Chicago is back and they're all in to go to the playoffs and, make significant noise in the playoffs. They have to make the playoffs at this point. Then we've got free agent Malik Monk, 22, has agreed to a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers, as a source told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Monk shot a career best 40% from three last season as a member of the Charlotte Hornets. So, the Lakers are just getting who they can get, right? They got Kendrick Nunn, they got Carmelo Anthony, they got, Trevor Ariza. Right now they got, they've got Malik Monk, and also they got Dwight Howard. So, and Wayne Ellington as well. So, these guys are just all in to, fill up their cap space. But credit to Rob Pelinka. This is the first GM I've seen that, knows how to utilize these exceptions, because the Westbrook trade took up all of their cap space. But this is the GM. Rob Pelinka is the GM who has been able to master out of signing players with no cap space. So credit to him for that. They confirmed NBA salary cap tax numbers for the 2021-2022 seasons year are $112 million for the cap and $136.6 million for the tax threshold. So if you pass $136 million, you're gonna trigger the luxury tax, and it's not gonna look pretty for you. So I'm talking to the Lakers at this point. The Lakers are just crazy. It's just crazy at this point, because Westbrook, AD, and LeBron swallow like $121 million in cap. So it's pretty crazy. Guard Terrence Davis, moving forward, guard Terrence Davis has agreed to a guarantee 2-year deal with the Sacramento Kings agent Rich Better, Steve Human, and Austin Brown told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Davis averaged 8.7 points in 61 games last season with the Toronto Raptors and Kings. So this guy is just a solid role player. He's just gonna help the Kings. Not much expectations of this guy. Then we've got center Tony Bradley has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bulls. At this point, the Chicago Bulls are just going all in at all these players. They got Alex Caruso, they got DeMar DeRozan, they got Lonzo Ball, and right now they got Tony Bradley. So Bradley played 42 games with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Oklahoma City Thunder last season, averaging 70.1 points per game. So this is just a guy who's going to be a backup center for, whoever's going to play center. So yeah, not a bad pickup for the Chicago Bulls. They're just building a playoff team. So this is just gonna be a guy who consistent lob threat, and he's gonna crash the boards and block shots for guys. So that's what it is. So then we've got guard Victor Oladipo has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat. A source told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski Oladipo will continue to rehab his quad tendon injury through the start of the season. A source told ESPN he averaged 19.8 points in 33 games last season with the Indiana Pacers and the Houston Rockets and Heat. So you can see, after that injury, things have not been quite the same for Victor Oladipo. I just hope for this guy, to come back. But I just hope this season he's gonna be able to play, although he's on a minimum deal. The bag just keeps, going away with injuries. So he will have gotten the bag, but the injuries came in the way and just hampered everything. So I mean, just moving on to just moving on and moving back to the Washington Wizards trade between which involved the trading Russell Westbrook for Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP, and a 2021 first round pick. I mean, this is just crazy. This trade, man, as you can see on the screen, Westbrook, James, Davis trio combined to earn 121 million in 2021-2022 season. So you can see there are 19 teams that were on less heading into free agency. I mean, the Washington Wizards agreed to trade Russell Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, number 22. I mean, it was just crazy, man. Crazy. Projected cap is 112. Projected tax level is 136.6. So if they pass 136.6, it's going to trigger a hefty luxury tax, But I feel like, the Lakers are a big market, so they can handle it. They're big boys. They got broad shoulders. They can handle it. They're going to make sure they're going to handle every signing. The only guys who are going to come to the Lakers are guys who are going to show up for minimum deals. So if you're a veteran, you're on minimum deals, the Lakers are there for you. They're not going to get the bag. The guy like Nderitu ain't going to get the bag because Westbrook already has the bag. So he's going to eat all the cap. He already ate all the cap. So, that's the video. Tell me what you guys think on the comment section down below, man. These trades are just pretty wild, especially the Westbrook trade. I never thought the Lakers would pull it off, but they did. But it begs the question, if you could pull off the Westbrook trade, why couldn't you pull up the Damian Lillard trade? The one that I advocated against time and time again and on my stream. So, that's the video, man. If you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification posts just so that you never miss any gems I'm dropping. Without further ado, man, I'm out. Peace.